Love like wildfire. I was your entire world until I stood alone in a storm. You took the sunshine, the flames are gone now, and I watched you walk straight out of that door. Promises got lost in the dust. Your boots by the door, you're not coming home. Love like wildfire, I was your entire world until I wasn't anymore. Oh, heartache, you left me behind. That's not a man, only a coward. Gone now, you're chasing the wind. No longer my man, you're just a You're just a This place is a ghost town, dressed in moonlight. I whisper your name, can't get any sleep. Smoking cigarette after cigarette, I watch them burn until I forget we're through. Baby, tell me what to do.
All right, hello, everybody. Good evening. Sorry for the late start once again, but welcome to the stream. Microsoft 2024. I don't know why we're going into the headquarters here, but welcome, everybody. Sorry, I'm changing. There we go. Hopefully changed my, yeah, there we go. Yoke is plugged in. Oh, we are, maybe we got to get back into this again here eventually, but we're not doing career mode today. Crew Dog, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. So I'll be praying for you and your family through these storms located in Indiana, so it's getting ready to hit us. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I think the worst is past us. I'm not 100% certain, though. I'll have to take a look at the radar, but thank you. I heard it was pretty bad. I literally just got back home because of the storm. We delayed a bunch, and but we got back safe. Super gusty approach coming back in, but it was actually a lot of fun. Lemon Straws, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Brendan, what's up? Chum, hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream, guys. We're going to be doing some island hopping today. It's not going to be a very long stream today. We're just kind of going to do these couple flights and call it a night. None of these flights are all that long. We've got 22 minutes of airtime on our first flight here. We will go on VATSIM because why not? Lemon Straws said I set the autopilot ahead of time on the 787. It's working right now, so I hope it stays that way. Lemon Straws, are you football in the Discord? I didn't know that, if that's the case. Let me get on VATSIM radar. I highly doubt there's any ATC online out this way, but we'll see. So we can start it off by doing a little caravan walk around, but just give me 1 second. Setup and stuff like that of the plane and stuff is going to go pretty quick. We'll just touch on some of the major points on the caravan and stuff like that, and stuff that I look for on my walk arounds. What am I trying to do right now? I was trying to look for VATSIM because I don't know. We're flying as Makers Air, who apparently they do these flights in real life, and I'm not sure what their call sign is. I don't know anything about them other than their thing is Whiskey Mike Alpha. Our call sign today is going to be Whiskey Mike Alpha 516. I'm just going to go with Makers 516, and we are a C208 Bravo. Oh, didn't work. To a Grand Caravan. We'll go with that. Oh, okay, Lemon Straws. Yeah, well, that's good. Like I said, let me know if there's any issues with that. So, all right, if you this is honestly kind of a pretty typical state to find the Caravan, and we usually leave the chocks in, and there's usually a tail stand back there. We leave those in until we're more or less done with the pre-flight and everything, but for the sake of being in Microsoft Flight Simulator, we'll get rid of these and the pitot covers as well. And I usually like to start, since I sit right seat, I like to start with my side. The cowling, first of all, I really wish it was this easy to open. This cowling, these things will grab your fingers. You have to push the top of each individual one of these things, and sometimes if they're old, they stick, and it's just a real pain. But you get the cowling open, this thing sticks up, and you do prop that open. This little thing right here actually comes out, and when you open the door, it has a little thing on the inside, and if you want to have the door open and the cowling open at the same time, and you don't want your door blowing around, you can connect that to the door, and like it holds it. This is the battery right here. Usually you just want to twist this to the right, make sure that it's not loose. Give the battery a little tap, make sure the frame isn't loose and it's not going anywhere. This is the igniter box. It provides ignition for the igniter exciters, they're called, which are right here. These are the fuel lines that go into the engine. These are the fuel nozzles right here. This is air. This is an air vent right here. You can, whoa! You can actually see if this is the oil cooler right here, and you can actually, there's a hole usually if you look at it right here, and that is connected to this. It provides air for the starter generator. It connects all the way back here. The fuel control unit is in the back. On an EX, which is what this type of Caravan is modeled after, you see the four-bladed prop in the front, TKS on the wings instead of boots. You would have the fuel bypass filter right around here. A little notch or a little red button would pop up if the fuel flow is compromised. Just kind of those are little things that you're checking, making sure. This is the P2.5 air right here, so whenever we turn on heat on the ground, this is where you're getting your heat from right here. This is connected directly to a lever inside the cockpit, which we'll talk about. It moves this thing, opens a valve in there, and lets heat come in from the engine. This is the P3 valve, so whenever you use heat from the air, this is hotter air, and it comes from the engine as well for in-flight air. So just checking, making sure all that stuff looks good. Like I've checked before, and this was broken, and like our P3 or our ground heat wasn't working, and it was cold, and it was a pain, and it's because that was broke. We'll go around to the other side. So then you just kind of make sure the prop looks good. I usually spin it around once, take a look at all the blades, general inspection of the nose gear, take a look down inside the intake with the inertial separator door and everything like that. Atlanta, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Open up the other side, same thing, prop it open. This is where your oil is on top. You can't even see it up here. There'd be a sight gauge here so you can tell what the oil is looking like. Make sure all these circuit breakers are plugged or are not sticking out. This is the air conditioning on the bottom and the alternator on the top. And both of them have belts. One time on a training flight, actually, like one of my first times flying the Caravan, the air conditioning belt was broken. It was just kind of hanging off, and it was like 90 degrees in Memphis, so had to go back and get that fixed. Other than that, though, like I said, just make sure the hoses and everything is all connected, everything looks good. So you can pretty much shut that. Cargo pod A, this is where your A, B, C, and D. Cargo pod A usually has all the covers and stuff like that, so the prop cover, the pitot covers and all that stuff, and a ladder and a sump for the fuel sump right here, which is where you take your sample. Lemon Straw said tomorrow 7 p.m. my time, or so I think 8 p.m. your time, because I remember you're 1 hour ahead of me. I go for my math assessment at a math place with tutors. Nice, man. Keep us posted on how that goes. Good luck. And let Hardjoss know if you need any help, because he's better. He's good at math. So yeah, pod A is where all that type of stuff goes. B is usually for bags. This is accurate where you'd load the TKS fluid. There would be a sight gauge like right here. You would have to stick your head in the pod to see it. It's kind of annoying. But so that would be there. Bags go in there. And then usually look at the front of the tire, look at the TKS, make sure all the, there's nothing like plugged or anything like that. Make sure all the rivets look good. Make sure all the panels are in, nothing's hanging loose. I would jump up and touch, usually I'd have the lights on and stuff as well, so I'd jump up and touch the pitot heat, touch the stall heat, make sure they're working, make sure the lights look good. We can do that in a little bit as well. Come around, make sure, again, everything looks good. Make sure this is a fuel vent right here. Make sure that's not clogged, or else we could have some issues. Atlanta, the route for today, I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know what these places are called. I know this first place that we're going to is called Congo Town, I believe. Other than that, it's just some places in the Caribbean. I really don't know other than that. So yeah, make sure you have 4 static wicks on the edge of the wing. or the edge of the aileron rather. Flaps would be deployed. You know what? As a matter of fact, let's just... no, it's alright. We'll do that later. If you are looking at this, just again, make sure, same thing, rivets, all that stuff, nothing's out of place. Come back, take a look at the brakes. You see the brake pads. Make sure that they're not worn. Pod C. Make sure, you know, yeah, we have to do a security form at the beginning of the day. Make sure there's no bombs or anything. I like to open this door as well. This is generally just a cargo door, which we don't really use, but it does give you a good vantage point to look underneath the seats. So that, like I said, sometimes there's little doors right here. So like for our pre-flight inspection, like I said, we have to do like a security search. Whoa, what the heck? We have to do a security search, and if I like to open that door to look in there. Pod D, this is generally just for the chocks and the tail stand. So whenever we're getting ready to fly, we put the chocks and the tail stand in Pod D. Come back here, same thing. Make sure the tail looks good. Make sure all the rivets are in. Leading edge looks good. Trailing edge looks good with everything. You'd want to have 4 static wicks on here, not 3, and 6 on the tail. That looks good. Make sure the gust lock is facing this direction. That is correct. And then again, 4 on the tail, so not 3. And then you also, on the other side and this side, you want to make sure, I like to look straight up into here. Make sure that looks good. And then also into here. And then on this one, there's a little bonding strap, they call it. And I guess it's for like radio communications and stuff. So to make sure that looks good. Take a quick walk through the back and make sure all the seat belts are buckled. Every seat has a safety briefing card and a sick bag. Make sure everything looks good there. Come back out, close this bad boy up. And then we actually have a passenger. I rotate the handle, and then I always tell him my little briefing is just push that in there for me. You'll hear a click, I'll hear a click, give you a thumbs up. And that's how we lock the door. Walk to the back of the tire, check the brakes, check the treads. Same thing on this side now. Just make sure the rivets and everything look good. 4 static wicks, fuel vents not blocked, connections look good there. Lights look good, TKS looks good, panels look good. Jump up, touch that touch that pitot heat. Burn my hand a little bit probably. Check the front of the tire, check the connections there. Make sure this, so this is the exhaust right here. I usually like to push down on it, make sure that connection's good, that connection's good, and visually make sure that connection's good. This has been broken one time as well. You definitely don't want your exhaust hanging off. And after that, pre-flight's pretty much complete, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and hop inside the airplane and start getting some things fired up. Another thing that doesn't work is your fire selection, or your fire test and your fire test and fuel selector test. So if you tried to turn the battery on and both of the fuel selectors were off, it would ding at you. So that test doesn't work, but we'll see about everything else. We'll get the battery on, we'll get the avionics number 1 on, turn the generator off. All this stuff should be off. Fuel boost should be off, starters off, ignition should be norm. That stuff looks good. Make sure all these are off. We'll get the nav and beacon light on since we're inside the airplane. That's generally kind of the configuration we roll with. And then we'll come down and load up the FMC, if you will. So we'll go to flight plan. Let me see, actually. Is there... Can I get... Ooh, all right. Let's do this. Pretty quick flight today. Like I said, 22 minutes. We're taking 8 people with us. And it has us cruising at 4,000 feet. All right, looks like we approved the Navigraph. Holy crap, we are full on fuel. That is usually never the case. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going MYES to MYAC. So we're doing this first one here first, so we can just enter that. Actually, we'd have to menu... Hello. Oh, wait, it has... I don't know why. That's not a real thing. I don't know what that activate is down there, but you just hit enter on that usually, and it goes. So MYAC Haji, and then... I'm sorry, MYES to Haji, and then to MYAC. I wonder, are there any approaches? There's nothing in MYAC. So we're in Staniel K in the Bahamas, and then we're going to Congo Town. So that's where we're heading to here first. Cruising at 4,000 feet, so we'll go ahead and bug that up while we're here. We'll say that we got our clearance and everything like that. They're sending us up to 4,000 feet. We are heading pretty much straight westbound, so that is pretty accurate. as well. I did a test flight in this thing the other day. Definitely some things that are not as accurate. Oh, these actually work. Okay, cool. So I'll do that. Get the nav light on. Strobe lights work. Get the smoking no smoking, no seatbelt signs on. And other than that, we'll get the CDI to FMS mode. And I think everything is pretty much ready to rock and roll. Okay, so you also want to make sure all these heats are in. So this is what I was talking about right here. This ground mixing air right here, that is what controls your heat on the ground. Bleed air is what controls it in the air. You want to make sure all that's off for engine start. Make sure that is off as well. Cool is on AC. Ventilate isn't actually using the AC belt in the front. Ventilate just uses the like fans, I guess, that are just powered by electrics. Yeah, I have no idea what the weather is here right now. It looks absolutely gorgeous. So, we'll just go with that, I guess. Other than that, though, I have no idea what the actual weather is like here. It's going to be a beautiful sunset flight tonight, guys. Hope you are ready for that. Is there any kind of... We don't have any charts for this place at all. The elevation's 5 feet, so we're just going to set the altimeter based off that. It's probably something like... Wait, that's going higher. No, we got to go the other way. Altimeter's got to be something like this. Something like that, probably, right? You would think, theoretically. All right, so like I said, make sure the throttle's good. You'd want to come pull that out of feather, and you can go flaps approach. Like I said, since we're in an EX, only 2 flap settings, flaps approach and flaps land. We really never use flaps land. Pretty much always just flaps approach. All right, guys. Ready for engine start. Let's do it. So the first thing is, first you can usually just leave the ignition in norm. So we will flip on the fuel boost pump, signal to the guys that we're about to start up, and hit the starter. And now over here, we might have to hit the ignition. Notice you're watching our oil pressure, oil temperature, watching our NG. Once we're above 10 or 12%, we can throw it into low idle. But you usually want to wait for a little bit more than that, but it looks like that's all it's going to give us. So above 12%, low idle. You have the initial light off. ITT comes up. Just want to make sure everything stays in the green. Torque coming up, RPM's coming up. And then you're basically just waiting for everything to kind of stabilize. Which it sounds like we have. So then we can get the fuel boost pump to norm. Starter can come off. Standby power can come on. Generator can stay where it's at. And everything looks good. We'll get avionics 2 on as well. And then you run the after start checklist. Let me see. I think I have memories. Engine instruments are in the green. Starter is off. Boost pump is norm. What is it? Engine instruments in the green. Starter. Engine instrument in the green. Starter off. Boost pump norm. Standby power on. Ignition norm. I did like 100 times today. You'd think I'd have it memorized by now. Other than that, we're pretty much ready to rock and roll. We'll flip the taxi lights on, which is just that middle one there. And let's see. We'll let everybody know. We'll get on 22.8. I'll probably be on 22.8 this whole time, I would guess. And I guess we'll try to squawk. Let's see. Squawk and VFR on, though. All right. And we are, where are we? Staniel K. I have no idea. Like, I don't even know what the runways are. I don't know what the winds are. This is going to be brutal. All right, parking brake. We'll take that off, and we'll start rolling. I think it's to the left. Staying okay. Traffic makers 516 taxi to the active. Staying okay. Oh shoot, I have to do my push talk. Staying okay. Traffic makers 516 taxi to the active. Makers or staying okay. And there are some first flight checks that normally we would do. I'll go over those a little bit more in depth as we get. I'll go over those a little bit more in depth. Let's see. Windsock's coming from, looks like this way, like a quartering. So we should go to the left here. Put our lights on as we enter the active here. I don't know if this is a taxiway or not. I would assume this is supposed to be the runway. Yeah, this is the only contender for the runway that I see. Alright, this is it. This is our runway. Looking up MEAC for METAR information? Okay, please let me know. Thank you. I would greatly appreciate that. So for the takeoff, we'll set the torque down here on this standby torque gauge. So just a little bit over 2,000, probably looking at somewhere at 2,200. Rotating at 75. At 400 feet, we'll go above 95. Flaps can come up, and then nav mode and on course and autopilot can come on at that point as well. Looks like we can make this turn here. Looking good for a beautiful sunset Caravan flight tonight. Get some of these lights turned up. Let's see, standby instruments. Avionics. Alright guys, you ready? Let's get some togas in the chat. Oh, I don't know why it stopped. I need that much power? Alright, so essentially the whole spool them up 50, that's not really a thing in the Caravan. What you would do is top the prop though, so you'd bring it up to about 2,000 or 1,900 on the RPMs. You'd say prop topped, and then takeoff power coming in. So the prop's going red, so we'd bring it back a little bit probably realistically. Torque is set, 60 knots. Oh my gosh, what's happening? 75 rotate. Why is it doing that? Got a positive rate. Engine instruments are all still in the green. Oh my gosh. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at this. Look at that little island right there. Little house. Would you guys live there? Alright, we'll get our right turn. A little bit of right rudder. We'll get flaps up once we roll out on this next turn here. Is this the plane you fly in real life? Yes, Limp, it is. This is the plane I fly in real life. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, guys. This is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my gosh, look at that. And that's where we're heading to. We're heading into that. Wow. Absolutely gorgeous here, guys. Okay, whoa, easy. Alright, let's get a direct enter to Haji. Let's go with nav mode. Flaps can come up. Let's go autopilot on. And give me flight level change. The flight level change works pretty silly in this airplane. I don't know what the deal is with the flight level change in this thing, but it is not very good. So that stops it blinking. I want to see floodlights, panels. That should turn those lights on whenever we need them. Wow. Look at that. excuses on the landing then. Brandon says in cruise it, if you haven't already, you can look at the Gulfstream pics. Ooh, okay. Now the flaps are up, we go climb check. Flaps are up indicating lights, and we turn the landing and taxi lights off. Lights are set. Heats are off, assuming it's nice and warm down here. We'd leave all the heats off. Fuel balance looks good. Usually never, ever, ever is going to be that perfect. It's always going back and forth. You're always having to turn the tanks off to play with it, just like you would in like a 172 or in an Archer. Heats are off, fuel balance looks good, air conditioning is off, climb checklist is complete. Other than that, just kind of maintaining your climb. You got to be careful with the ITT. You don't really want to go over 800, 810 is usually, yeah, you see you start getting to the yellow there, so keeping it right in here, keeping it right around the blue bug is what that's called. Cruising our way on over to, we'll just keep it in there somewhere, is perfectly fine. And this is about right. You want to climb somewhere around like 120, 115 usually, but like I said, whenever you scroll, for whatever reason, when you're in flight level change in this, when you scroll, it just goes to 0. Oh wait, it's working now. Oh my gosh, it wasn't doing that yesterday. Okay, so I'll set 115 for the flight level change. That's usually what I do. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Approaching. Usually the approaching call out's 200 feet before the altitude. Altitude select, so we're capturing. And then here, as you get to cruise, you can pull the torque back a little bit, maybe nothing too crazy. Just pull the torque back a little bit, and then what the big changes you're going to make is you're going to pull the prop back right here, and that's going to raise the torque. That is going to do that. That is correct. And then you're going to pull the prop back to about 1750, and then you'd run through the cruise checklist. Power is set. Engine instruments are all in the green. Heats are still off, and I believe that's it. Cruise checklist complete. And here we are. I mean, look at that. This thing loves to like try to wheelbarrow. Like you even saw it on the takeoff roll there for whatever reason. And it's definitely going to do it whenever we come into land, so definitely should be ready for that. Same thing, no charts where we're going here. So it looks like we've got runways that goes like this, so we'll basically be on a final for the runway. So we'll be ready for that. We're going to go over the verse of the day today while we have time. This is a quick flight, but while we have time, we are going to go over the verse of the day. How many does this plane seat? Our configurations, Limp, are 9 at the most, but I talked to one of my captains who flew... Oh my gosh, look at all those benches. I talked to one of the guys who flew them down south, and he said they got like 14 in there, and this was probably something like the configuration. Usually what we have 1, maybe a bench, and then like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'd be 1 and a bench with 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then maybe a bench in the back for 8, 9. So maybe 2 benches at the most. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's pretty cool. That's usually not... I've never seen that many benches, but that's pretty cool. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's pretty accurate cruising speeds. Usually as long as it's smooth. Once it gets bumpy, like today it was super bumpy, so I was keeping it under 140 pretty much all the way. But like if you're cruising, you can rip right around, you know, 160 is fine. And you do have to be careful with the EXs too. If you're cruising around at Blue Bug, you can overspeed it. It'll take you over 175 pretty handily, so definitely got to be careful. Lathan says, in Congo Town, using runway 28, broken clouds, winds at 16 knots at 120 degrees. And they're using runway 28? Interesting. Temperature 27 degrees Celsius. That is beautiful. Absolutely love that. This is a view right here, boys. Thank you very much for that. Ente, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. How you doing? How you doing? 1 John 4:11, dear friends, since God so loved us, we ought to love one another. And what a simple yet difficult command that is. Loving one another through pain, through hurt. But God loved us first. And that's his greatest commandment. Is to love others as he first loved us. I'm away from Zurich to Buenos Aires. Ooh, nice, Ente. That's a fun one. I'm doing great. Yeah, it was a nice day of flying. Nice, Ente. Is it 11 p.m. local time for you? Is that... Yeah, that's about right, I guess. Plus like 5 hours-ish. Let's see. We might be able to set up the VNav. If we say we want to cross Haji... at 1,000 feet, and then you can come down here. Okay. And let's see, it's select approach. Should just be the visual. We'll just do the visual to 10, or no. We want the visual to 28. Straight in. Minimums are off, that's fine. Let's just go, actually, we can just do direct. Let me see, where are these fixes at? We can just go direct to the straight in. We should be able to, there we go. Why does it look like that? Okay. We'll just go direct to the straight in. Which is fine for those altitudes and stuff. And we will arm VNav and see what happens. It should come up with a little VNav arm. 11 p.m. Why, like 2 hours from now? Oh, okay. Caravan aircraft flying in real life? Yes, Ente, this is... I do fly this thing in real life. She's a beaut. On the same island as Emiak. Is it really? I think I saw it was just kind of straight up the coast a little bit. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. Hey, Michael
tipped $1 Canadian through Super Chat.
Thank you for the 1 Canadian, sir. Michael out of nowhere again. Ente, the Caravan it's a good time, man. Michael out of nowhere again with you. What's going on with you, man? Didn't say anything on the stream yesterday. Didn't make a single radio call, and then he comes out of nowhere donating the 1 Canadian. Really appreciate it, dude. Really appreciate it. And this is how good is a Caravan in the sim compared to the one in real life? It's got some good qualities. Like honestly, I was really surprised with how good, like the underneath the cowlings looks. The cargo pods are pretty good. The modeling is really good. Like with the fire extinguisher and everything, and the door pockets. Max window open speed's 175, by the way, so I'd open it if we could. I would say it's lacking mostly in this area. Like, we should see all these lights on, by the way, too. Like autopilot, yaw damper should have. Oh, yaw damper should also be on, by the way. When you turn on the autopilot, it automatically turns on the yaw damper usually. Should have little white bars next to it. Anybody who's used like a G1000 autopilot knows that. All these lights on the right side have little white bars. So like whenever you click flight level change, you should see it light up, and then also light up here and everything like that. So it's 50-50 Entei, and I think honestly, I take that back. I think the worst thing about it is just the way that it flies. Specifically on the ground. Like whenever you get it up, I feel like it hand flies like pretty nice. But when you're on the ground, it just like, it wheelbarrows, like on the takeoff roll, it's terrible. And then like, I feel like you can put a pretty good landing down, and then the rollout is like awful. Like you're just fighting with it the entire time, so.
Yeah, Tay, let's do a little cabin walkthrough. Michael says my girlfriend was on the phone with me venting. Sorry, man. That's understandable.
This is pretty good too right here, actually. They do have little headset jacks right here. So like in training and stuff, you can kind of plug in back here, and if you're having like a stage check or like a mock check ride, all this stuff looks really good, like the seat tracks and everything, and like, let's see. Yeah, this is, you pull that. This one, this is how you adjust your seat to go back and forth. This one raises your seat up and down, and this one is the worst of them all, but it controls like your recline. So that's pretty good. Firewall shut off, firewall shut off, and the fuel oil shut off, those are good. Airline trim, rudder trim. Use rudder trim all the time. Never really used rudder trim in flight school, but once you start flying the Caravan, like, I don't know. Michael, I don't know if, I guess you're flying twins, so you don't really probably use it as much. But this is there too, the handheld mic. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Pretty good cabin, I mean, honestly, like I said, except for the benches, but like, I'm sure you could lay it out this way. Obviously, you can see it'd be super tight, this aisle, but I mean, more people, more people. You can touch your neighbor's hand whenever you go to put your seatbelt on. Seatbacks, these look pretty good too, honestly. Some of them, they're all different, but like some of them do look pretty much exactly like this. You'd have a safety briefing card and a sick bag in each one. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty solid view right here. It's pretty much what it looks like. Flap tracks look good, wings look good. Cockpit seat looks great. It does, yeah. When you're flying IRL with the Caravan, I guess you always have passengers filming. Honestly, it does happen a lot. I had somebody ask to take a picture. I've taken pictures of people, and I've taken pictures with people outside of the plane too. Just silly. Michael says, overuse the rudder trim. The ATR autopilot doesn't fix that. Mine is just a switch though. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I push it left or right, you know why. What do you mean in terms of like P factor and stuff? Or are you talking about like, oh, this is another thing. Oh, okay, so first of all, these cup holders right here, amazing. Lifesavers, big time bummer when you don't have cup holders and you gotta stick it in here and then your drink spills and you got like an inch of water in the pocket there. Don't ask me how I know that. And then also big time bummer when you don't have armrests. Big time bummer when you don't have armrests. Not even TVs in the Caravan, pretty sad. Oh my gosh. Ridiculous. Alright, see, top of descent's coming up here. We'll be down to, let's get down, I don't know. I'll just bug up. What's it, 1600 at the straight in? Odd altitude. Alright, we'll just bug up 1600 is fine. Yeah, our autopilot does not control that. Obviously, the yaw damper helps a little bit but it doesn't control the rudder. So like even when the autopilot's like making a turn, if you want it to be coordinated, you still have to use your feet.
Another thing, in the older EXs, this is an accurate looking setup with the comp panel here. But the really nice thing about the brand new Caravans that we got, there's a second comp panel right here. So you can each, like, you can listen to weather, and like the captain won't be able to hear it. You won't be able to hear it if he's listening to it. So it is kind of cool to be able to like do your own thing. Like there's guys, some guys like to listen to 121.5, they like to listen to guard frequency. I don't, it messes me up, especially like when we're on the ground somewhere and I don't like listening to it. But if somebody likes to, they can listen to it, I don't have to. So that's another kind of little thing about the brand new Caravans. Other thing about the brand new Caravans, the standby instruments are all, oh, it is catching the V path. Look at that. Okay. So bring the torque back. Usually in the EXs, need to bring it back to like 1,000-ish. And then as you descend and pull the torque back, usually you need some left rudder trim, all that good stuff. So we start off with a descent checklist, altimeters, who knows. What is this? Is it heats? I think it's altimeters. Heats, mine are off on both sides. Seatbelt secure right. Radios are for the first officer approach briefing. We're just going to be a visual approach. We'll be pretty much 150, 140 all the way in, so we can pull the power back even a little bit more. We should be visual. This is going to line us up with a straight in, so we should see it. Not really gusting anything, so we'll land flaps approach. The speed for that is under 150 we'll need. So that's pretty much our approach briefing. Michael said, man, I miss single engine flying. Add power, more right rudder, less power, more left rudder. Fun times. I don't want to hear it, bro. And maybe... lower the altitude a little bit. You guys probably at least get out of some of the weather in the ATR. We're just eating it all day in the Caravan, and usually hand flying a 6-pack. Not all Caravans are EXs, buddy. All right, so 1,000 to go, 1,800 for 800. Now that we're kind of established on the approach, you could say, we'll go prop full forward. And we'll leave it back a little bit because you don't want to go in red. You don't want to go in over 1,900, which that is actually a real issue. Sometimes it does go red, and all you do is just pull the prop back a little bit. So leave the prop back a little bit. We can run the approach checklist, which again, I'm going off memory here. Fuel selectors both on. Prop is full forward, radar is off, and ignition is norm. Michael said, enjoy the IFR to IFR is boring, at least for me, depending on what captain I get. Most are chill. They let you fly it up to cruise altitude. Yeah, that is same here, Mike. I mean, we fly pretty low usually. We cruise like 10,000. But we do have a glide slope. The sun is right in my eyes. I think I see the runway. I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect. And I will get the flight director off, and let's go flaps approach. When you
you add flaps, you usually want to push and trim down so that you don't balloon. That's pretty standard though across the board. Oh geez, Michael, autopilot after 1,000 feet? Jeez, that would suck. I definitely like to hand fly. So is that right about a 120 on final? Looking good. Speed coming down a little bit. Coming right over the trees. Oh, jeez. Oh, how about we get our lights on? Landing checklist complete. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have to level off over the trees and dive, aren't we? Yeah, baby. All right, flaps up. Let's get on the brakes and try not to roll this thing over. Look at that. What is that? What is it doing? Oh. I'm just walking down the runway. Look at this. Look at it. What is it doing? Bruh. Alright. We'll leave all of our lights on and everything since we're still on the runway. Michael said, I noticed you disconnect to save the runway in sight, not seeing a thing. Minus 600, that's what that is. Hey, listen, that was non-standard. Who put those trees right there? I don't want to hear it. Yeah, man, that's just like the real thing that happens all the time. Or maybe reconnect is just like 517, I guess. And we'll be, what is it, MYAC to, MYAC to MYAF. And we'll schedule that flight. Limsick, can you hear me shaking my head? Oh, I can hear you shaking your head, Lim. I can feel your restaurant manager disappointment in that landing. I've felt enough of that in my day. Flaps are already up. We'll leave everything else set. Like I said, we are still on the runway. We're have to taxi through the woods. Okay, so put that into there, bring this up, let me disconnect to reconnect as 517. Oh shoot, I never filed. I don't think I ever filed in the last one, actually. Oh, jeez. Auto ATC. 5123. Finish all that once we get into the ramp area. Then we get the landing lights off and the strobe lights off as we make the turn. Oh, there's our guy, I guess. I really don't want to park. It's alright. We'll taxi off as we roll. Set the parking brake. And we'd go, okay, so you bring the prop all the way back to feather. Oh shoot, we never went high idle either. Oops. You'd bring the prop back to feather, it would realistically drop down to 400 on the RPM, and then you'd bring it all the way into cutoff. Watch it all come down. I believe the standby power comes off, and everything else is just kind of left as is. And that's it. That's the Caravan shut down. We get everybody out and on to the next, just like that. All right, buddy. I can't even clear the alert. That's on that side. Okay. What is that sound? Why is it starting up? Let me turn the battery off. All right. We'll just start from 0, I guess. Maybe that'll be a little bit easier for it. All right, hopefully there'll be no trees in the next runway. Okay. What is that sound? I think it's... I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Okay, so we are MYAC to MYAF. And then we have to activate down here, which is stupid. Okay, no fixes or anything. Cruising at 4,000 once again, so we can go ahead and set that up. And it's at 5123 for the squawk code. So let's set that up for it. What is it doing? Oh, no. 512. What? Code 5123 30. 5123 is set. And just like that, we can pretty much start it back up again here. Look outside, give them the all clear. They said we're good to start it up. Fuel boost pump coming on, starter coming on. We'll do this one from outside if we can. Get it ticking. I love that ticking. Above 12%. Low idle. Michael said, is that a G1000? Yes, it is. Those noises sound like the AP or a jet engine. Well, it sounds like the starter is what it sounds like, but there was nothing on, so it shouldn't have been on. Oh shoot, my bad. I'm sorry if my mic was muted there. Michael, I don't know if I answered this. I don't know what I did or didn't answer. I'll just go back to Michael. Is that a G1000? Yes, it is a G1000. There's no sound like either an AP or a jet engine. Well, it kind of is a jet engine, but it sounded like the starter, which is weird because it shouldn't have been on. That's why I was confused, Atlanta. But yes, good call, because that technically, you're right. It is a jet engine. And then Michael, PT6, what most Caravans use? Yes, I believe it's what all Caravans use. I don't know of a Caravan. I don't want to generalize like that, but I don't know of a Caravan that doesn't use the PT6. So I do believe that they all use PT6s. All right, we'll go high idle this time. Fuel condition lever high, idle, separated and locked. Lights are set, heats are off. Below the line is complete. You guys ready? Let's get some more togas in the chat. Skystream, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. You said I was having a nice day in school. Last 20 minutes class we went on lockdown. I hope that was just a drill. Skystream, I hope it wasn't real. All right, prop is top, little high. We'll bring it back a bit. Set a takeoff power. Looking at the torque gauge down on the bottom. Takeoff power is set. Airspeed's alive. 60 knots. 75 rotate. Yeehaw. Yeah, and I got a positive rate. Stop it. Whoa, what is that? 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 Why did it do that? 400 feet, I guess it is time for a right turn anyways. Yeehaw.
500.
Oh, it was a real lockdown? Skystream? Dang. I'm glad you guys are alright. Alright, we'll get nav mode. Give me new direct enter. Flight level change is fine right there for now. And autopilot can come on. Go with flight level change 115, so it's going to work. Above 95, flaps coming up. Flaps are up indicating lights are set, traffic's on. Oh, that's what it is. Flaps are up indicating lights are set, traffic's on. Yaw damper is on now as well. Heats are off. Climb checklist complete. Mayo, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. What's the letter and number on the plane side? This back here, this is the registration of the plane. It was a terrifying 10 minutes. That sound of the alarm, it sounded for a medical emergency. Interesting. You guys go on lockdown for medical emergencies? I'm seeing that a center just came online. I doubt that's us, right? Surely not. No. I don't even know this is a new school. It's just weird. Interesting. Well, hopefully everybody's alright. Beautiful evening flight to wrap up the day here in the Caravan. Like I said, we'll definitely do a more comprehensive guide on the Caravan and everything like that at some point, a little professional series, if you will. Oh wait, this center did just come online. Or 12645. I don't even know what they're called. Let me try to look up Maker's Air. I gotta see if their call sign seems to be Maker, if that's the truth. Call sign Water Makers? That's actually kind of tough. So we're Water Makers 517. Center low, Water Makers 517, climbing to 4,000. Hey Cap, what's a good 8-9 hour flight? Specific airplane library must be real. Dang, put me on the spot. Approaching 4,000. 8 to 9 hours. I don't know. Help me out here, guys. 8 to 9 hours. I was gonna do. That's probably something. What? Maybe like a London. Let's pull the torque back a little bit. Prop coming back to 1750. 17-ish, 1750-ish is fine. Power set, engine instruments are in the green. Heats are off on both sides. Fuel balance looks good. Again, it's never going to ever look that good. And air conditioning's off. Cruise check is complete. What is a good 8 to 9 hour flight? Maybe something down south, honestly, dude. Maybe like a Miami to like Sao Paulo or something like that with LATAM. 777. I don't know, that might be a little over 8 hours, 9 hours. That might be more in the 10, 11 range. But something like that, Mayo. Something all the way out to Hawaii from farther east on the mainland, like LA to Hawaii is only like 5 or 6 hours. Maybe like New York. New York might be like 10 hours, but I'm trying to think what's something in the central. Maybe like Dallas to Hawaii with American 787, 777. Center Watermaker 517. Gonna start flying more long haul. Already flew from Mexico to somewhere around Sao Paulo. Okay, gotcha. Maybe, do you want to do some Russia flying for me and test that out? I've always wanted to test that out. I don't think we've ever done a flight in Russia. Vancouver to St. Martin? Ooh, that's a good one. Ooh, maybe like even Paris to St. Martin in the 330, Charles de Gaulle. I've seen that one. I don't know how far that flight is, but that could be fun. Boys, I think tomorrow / later in the week, whenever we do a stream again, I guess I could use the 2. I want to do 2 154. I want to use the 747 again. I think it's time. Maybe even the A300. It's been a minute since we used the A300. I was going to give him London to St. Martin, but it was 12 hours. Dang. Right, are we? We'll set up for the visual here. Looks like, again, we'll probably just enter our right or left base for this, whatever runway this is. Procedure, let's see, approach. Visual to runway 27 is fine. Straight in, no minimums. Load that up. And honestly, let's just go direct to, what is it doing? 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 Let's go direct to the straight in. I think it was kind of trying to do that already. Honolulu to Boston, 9 hours, 45 minutes. Hawaiian to A330. Oof, that is a good one. That is a solid suggestion. Well, I guess center lied. What are some good domestic 747 routes that you guys would want to see? Our VNav again, let it do its thing like last time. Air Force One, Mayo. That would be pretty crazy. Yeah, if he has Air Force One schedule, I'll be surprised. Yeah, I know exactly what Air Force One schedule is, dude. What do you mean? This is beautiful. Look at this, dude. Oh my gosh. Honestly, it's prettier from inside. Oh my gosh. Look at that, guys. Just Air Force One schedule. Bro. You VFR, Michael Stevens. I know, dude. It's weird not being in the soup all the time. It's nice to see a nice day every once in a while. This is probably, dude. I'm gonna apply to work down here, bro. This would be so nice, just island hopping every day. VFR conditions is just so weird. Okay, it's probably time to start down, now that I think about it. I think that might be the runway right there. I don't know, we'll see. We'll have a glide slope and everything. Let's just, we'll start down, take the autopilot off, yaw damper can come off as well, and do the descent checklist. Altimeters, we'll say they're set. Heats, woo! By the way, the Cessna Caravan has 675 horsepower and let her rip. The Legacy model has 675 horsepower, and there's also a model with 600 horsepower, but the EX, which we're flying today, actually has 867 horsepower. So, yeah, let her rip indeed, man. This is ridiculous. What is happening with the freaking... Get rid of my flight director. We're gonna chop and drop here, actually. I think it went to beta or something there. Alright. We don't overspeed. That is kind of okay. So I don't know if when I put my throttles back into idle, listen to what happens. It sounds like it goes into beta or something, which definitely would make it drop like that if you do that in the sky. But I'll say this too, whenever you take it out of beta, watch what happens. See how it like kind of jerks forward? That is pretty like, you don't even have to go to beta. Like whenever you go to idle, it like acts like a big speed brake in and of itself, the prop. So like you'll slow way down and you'll slow way down and oh look at that, it's all lit up for us and everything. Let's go flaps approach. Prop coming full forward, lights coming on. But if you go to, even if you go to idle, like when you're coming into land, you'll feel it. Like you'll be able to tell. That's pretty cool. About 120 on the approach, looking good. Flaps are set, autopilot's off, lights are set, landing clear received, load line complete. Let's do it. Let's get a greaser for limp here, guys. Let's get some greasers in the chat. No more. We don't need a slammer emoji. We need a greaser emoji. Emirates 325, Seoul to Dubai, 777-300 ER. That's pretty awesome. Except Seoul is one of the worst airports in Microsoft Flight Simulator. 747 domestic flight, Los Angeles to JFK, 3 airline options, United, American, or Delta. Retro or modern? Smash, Michael says. Alright, dude. No one asked you.
500.
Stable. Ish. Looking good out the window. What's over there? Dude, if I hit that one more time. The Congo town, or wherever we're going, the old windmill there, of course, yes. Alright. Let me lock in. Let me lock in here, guys. Prove everybody wrong. Prove Michael wrong. I gotta get down. No! Dang it! I had to get it down. We were gonna go up the end of the runway, and we're walking. And we're walking. Everybody stop walking. Stop watching. You know, this is the duality of the Caravan here. Being able to take it off-roading like this is really great. You know, it's something that we, you know, don't do often unless we absolutely have to. But yeah, this is actually perfectly fine. This is a normal technique here. This is called the wing scrape right here. Hang on, wait. Let me see if I can. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is actually something that we do pretty often in the Caravan. And it's to test side-eye from Limp. No. Limp, this is on purpose. We do this all the time. Yeah. All right, so let's, flaps are up. Let's go to low idle. And we'll leave the landing lights on. Whoa! You're never beating those slamming allegations. We don't need a slammer emoji, dude. We need a greaser emoji, because that was, I don't know, that was pretty good. Anyway. This runway at least has numbers on it. Normally we'd use beta or reverse whenever we got on the runway. Obviously we didn't have that. We totally had that if I was able to use reverse, guys. So this is a simulator bug. All right, so you know, Vincent, let me lock in. I thought it was pretty good. It's not you, 2024 squad. Like, thank you, Limp. Thank you. Thank you. You hear that? Holy crap. Thank you. I needed that laugh. I'm glad I could be good for something for you there, Mike. That's great. I'm really glad that I could help you out there. That's awesome. Yeah, flaring at like 50 feet didn't really help either, I don't think. Jeez, what a way to end it. Going off the end of the runway was a little excessive, I think. Not gonna lie, the airport should thank you for mowing the grass. Mayo. You're right, they should pay me for it. It looks like we can make this turn. Not that, you know, we're gonna do any more damage to the tires or anything like that. Alright, landing lights, strobe lights off. Landing a Caravan like an Airbus. Oh, I'm just so used to, you know, greasing the Airbus. I was trying to do the same thing. And chop this lady up with the prop on accident. Get the taxi lights off, parking brake can come on. Let me see if I can get this floods to work. Oh, there we go. That's nice. Okay. Prop would come all the way back, like I said. It's not really going to go into... Whoa, no. Get back here. Prop's going to come all the way into feather or not, whatever. Get that to... Fuel condition lever to low... Or to cut off, actually. And other than that, we get the standby power off. Starter off, fuel boost pump all the way off. Avionics 2 can come off. beacon light off, and just like that, guys, that is going to do it. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Confirmed off-road aircraft pilot and landscaper, jack of all trades. Captain is capping. Ooh, today was a good day. All right, dude. You know what? You guys are ridiculous. Why is the prop still spinning? I don't know. Everything's off. Who knows? Fun times in the Caravan, guys. Like and subscribe for mowing the grass with the prop there. Appreciate all you guys for being here. Like I said, sorry for the late start. Should be back tomorrow as well. Probably pretty similar time. Hopefully in the 747, something a little bit bigger than the Caravan. But like I said, appreciate all you guys being here. Mike, thanks for the donation. Safe flying, safe travels. See you guys.